Hi, welcome to Module 2. I hope you're all doing well, getting into the swing of things as the semester begins. This is going to be a very brief overview of what to expect for Module 2. First of all, I'm recording this on Friday, and everything is not due until Sunday. So I just wanted to comment on the fact that the Flipgrid as well as the Padlet responses are fantastic. So thank you. Keep that up. It's so nice to get to know you. I'm going to take a minute and let you get to know me a little. I am a retired elementary teacher, and I taught exclusively in Belvidere, Illinois. I taught first through fifth. I was a professional developer and an instructional coach for elementary math. A word I would choose to describe myself would be enthusiastic, simply for the fact that I really love learning. And I got my master's at 57 years old, and I still love learning, which I hope is evident by my teaching. So, what's my favorite activity? I'm going to say camping. My husband and I, when we retired, we bought a fifth wheel camper, which we take around the country, looking for where we want to live next, maybe part time. This year we leave March 1st and we're going southwest for about 2.5 months. So you'll be seeing me from different scenic parts of the country. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to learn in Module 2 about blended practices, about curriculum frameworks. You're going to review the Illinois Early Learning Standards, which I'm sure most of you have seen by now. We're going to go over common as well as individual outcomes for students. There's going to be something to walk you right through this. And we're going to look at the DEC recommended practices. All right, on your PowerPoint, which is what I suggest you'd look at immediately after this, you're going to get an idea of some links and things to look over when it comes to blended practices. There are 2 videos, and they give you a really good description of a blended classroom in preschool. And it's an interview with families, with parents, with teachers, whether they're SPED or general ed. And both of these are really insightful to show you that it does take more than just one teacher. You have to consider everybody. Also, we're going to show you curriculum framework and what's contained in that, such as assessment, progress monitoring, things like that. There's also curriculum examples. There are 4 on this PowerPoint slide. This is not indicative of anything. They're simply examples. Some school districts will buy a packaged curriculum. When I used to teach in Belvidere, we purchased a prepackaged math curriculum. Love or hate, if you had to do all the components. Some districts will allow their teachers or teams to create their own, but this will give you a good idea. We're also going to look at the recommended instructional practices that include differentiation, prompts, accommodations, modifications. We're going to look over universal instructional practices, which are pretty similar in most classrooms: scheduling, learning centers, curriculum planning, stuff like that. We're going to look at the recommended practices, from the DEC, which is the Division of Early Childhood. There are a couple of slides that have some really good visuals. For example, you will create an outcome. For a blended classroom, you'll do a common as well as an individual, and you will be using a sample that's in the assignments. But on your PowerPoint slides, there is an example of how to do it. So that should get you through the next 2 weeks. I think your biggest component is going to be reading the first 4 chapters of our text. And the first 4 are foundational. These are introductory to what we're going to do the rest of this class. You are required to fill out 1 graphic organizer. Those are contained in the modules. Now, you can use any graphic organizer you want. You don't have to use one of those. If you have your own preference, please feel free. However, you only have to do note taking that's to the best of your ability, what works for you. If you're fond of writing down vocabulary to help you recall things, please go ahead. If you want to summarize all 4 chapters, do that. If you want to focus on one chapter and make very detailed notes, go ahead and do that. This is just a practice we're going to get into as we go through this course. These are to be submitted. I will look at them, but it's a very loosely structured activity. So, as always, stay well, be healthy, take care of yourself, plan the next 2 weeks so you don't get overwhelmed. And if you're struggling, reach out. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.